I've always had a habit for over dramatization. Not in my personal life, but from my personal perspective. Ever since I was a kid, I liked to pretend I was in a movie or a book just to make things more interesting. As I grew up and out of pretending outwardly, I found ways to imagine inwardly, relating mundane things to movie scenes or picturing a cinematic motivation to the everyday. Every chance I got to be on my own and actively create my own storylines, I felt purposeful, like I was in my element. I became a master at finding ways to sneak whimsy into everything when I couldn't envelop myself into writing. But after a while, it stopped being enough. I always knew I wanted to be involved with movies in some way, but that fire sat idle and untapped for a long time. Then I started noticing a common theme of amazing movies attached to a certain production company called A24. They have produced several movies that have vastly inspired me in a short span of time. I got back into feeling like screenwriting was in the realm of possibility. I see A24 as the perfect example of people scouting out brand new stories while maintaining that concrete level of classic filmmaking. I've been brought to tears by the sheer beauty and scope of their projects. These people are capable of turning mundane things into beauty, and to be a part of a group of people who become one with their imagination is my dream. To make people feel something, to pull stories out of anything. Looking at a company with such high qualifications and talents was hard without any credentials. I knew I needed to get better, and that's when I discovered Full Sail University. At Full Sail, I learned how to properly map out a script while hitting all of the beats of a three-act structure. Now I have successfully attained my bachelor's in creative writing, and I feel capable of writing anything thrown at me. During my education, I learned to not only develop my basic writing skills, but how to nurture my creative instincts. I always thought that I could never amount to the talented people I looked up to, but then I found a new confidence and belief in my work. When I applied myself, I became unstoppable. I discovered healthy ways of practicing my art. I'm highly immersed in a vast number of genres. Now I've written 3 screenplays that I'm immensely proud of. I've taken up writing opportunities anywhere I could get it. I've written for news stations, advertisements, reviews for websites, and I've even ghostwritten for people. In my free time, I review movies, whether it be new releases or terrible older movies, and I sustain a meaningful income from this. This proves my adaptability. I've learned to take everything thrown at me head on and fulfill the expectations laid out for me. I'm ready to use my ideas and strengthen my creativity. I have multiple projects in the works that need production. I just need the chance to prove myself. I can hone and write for any subject at this point, but what's missing is my own intuition being put to use. I believe that A24 is the company for me. Now, here's my pitch. I'm sure in such a professional situation as a presentation, I'm supposed to explain why I should be hired and why I'm going to absolutely rock the company's world, right? For sure. And yes, while I believe I can do that for you, I need to explain what sets me apart in the most honest way. Honestly, I'm defiant. It's my nature as a human to want to please, but if someone instructs me exactly how to think and feel, I'm going to do the opposite. It sounds disrespectful. It doesn't sound like hiring material, but I think it's an important attribute that sets me apart. My brain naturally collides in the opposite direction of what I'm told. I've tried to hold it back, but I'm asking you to allow me to sway sideways. I will write you amazing screenplays, but I will never jump onto what sells right. I don't care about any of that. That's not my goal. My goal is to take my ideas as far as possible and to remain true to my gut feelings. Because to conform and mold myself to the views of the majority is to take away my humanity. Our humanity is in our instincts, and our love for movies is in the relation to our humanity. Whether it be our desires, our sadness, or our elation, I want to steer this company towards humanity. I want to throw away greed and make art using that feeling. All we have are the connections we make, and if they aren't truthful, what's the point? Let's become honest again by pulling out the ugly parts of us that we hide and exploring them. We could find so much more meaning in ourselves that might not be well represented. If we could succeed in locating our darkness, we could pull out so much beauty in film.